A life of turmoil, Ottis Toole's early years. Ottis Toole's life was a horrifying tale of abuse, neglect, and violence. Born in Jacksonville, Florida in 1947, his childhood was anything but ordinary. He faced a turbulent upbringing marked by an absent father and a troubled relationship with his mother. Toole's mother, a religious fanatic, subjected him to bizarre punishments and emotional abuse. Adding to his woes, Toole endured sexual abuse at the hands of relatives. This traumatic experience left an indelible scar on his psyche. His grandmother, a self-proclaimed Satanist, exposed him to the macabre world of grave robbing. These early encounters with death and the occult would foreshadow the darkness that would later consume his life. Life offered little solace to the young Toole. He struggled academically, his intellectual limitations further isolating him from his peers. He dropped out of school in the 8th grade, his formal education coming to an abrupt end. With no direction or support system, Toole found himself adrift in a world that seemed to have no place for him. Descent into darkness, the genesis of a criminal. Toole's descent into criminality began soon after he left school. Unable to secure legitimate employment, he turned to petty theft and arson to survive. His crimes, initially driven by necessity, soon escalated in their depravity. He claimed his first murder occurred at the tender age of 14, taking the life of a traveling salesman after an alleged sexual encounter. As Toole drifted from town to town, his crimes followed. He became a suspect in the 1974 murder of Patricia Webb in Nebraska, his name surfacing in connection with 2 similar crimes in Colorado. However, concrete evidence remained elusive, allowing Toole to evade justice, at least for the time being. His life became a nomadic existence, marked by fleeting connections and a growing list of alleged victims. Toole's transient lifestyle led him to Jacksonville in 1976, where a fateful encounter awaited him at a local soup kitchen. There he met Henry Lee Lucas, a man with a troubled past of his own, including a conviction for murdering his own mother. The confession killer's partner, a reign of terror. The meeting of Ottis Toole and Henry Lee Lucas marked the beginning of a sinister partnership. Drawn together by their shared darkness, the 2 men embarked on a horrific crime spree that would span several years. Their alleged reign of terror left a trail of bodies scattered across the country, their crimes marked by a chilling brutality. Lucas, already notorious as the confession killer for his tendency to admit to unsolved crimes, found a willing accomplice in Toole. Together, they confessed to hundreds of murders, their claims ranging from the believable to the utterly outlandish. Among their alleged victims was Adam Walsh, the young son of America's most wanted host, John Walsh. Toole's confession to Adam's murder, later recanted, thrust him into the national spotlight, his name becoming synonymous with unspeakable evil. However, as investigators delved deeper into their confessions, inconsistencies and contradictions surfaced. Details shifted, timelines clashed, and doubts began to cloud the veracity of their claims. The sheer volume of their alleged crimes, coupled with their often contradictory statements, made it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Truth and lies, Toole's confessions and death. Despite the inconsistencies, certain aspects of Toole's confessions led to convictions. He was found guilty of 6 murders, his crimes spanning from 1980 to 1983. These convictions offered a glimpse into the depravity he was capable of, even if the full extent of his crimes remained shrouded in uncertainty. Adding to the intrigue surrounding Toole were his claims of cult activity and cannibalism. He spoke of a satanic group known as the Hands of Death, suggesting that their murders were ritualistic in nature. He also confessed to consuming the flesh of some of his victims, his admissions sending shockwaves through law enforcement and the public alike. However, despite Toole's chilling admissions, no concrete evidence of the cult or cannibalism ever materialized. These claims, like many others, seemed to exist solely within the confines of his disturbed mind. Whether these confessions were the product of genuine delusion or a desperate attempt to insert himself into a narrative larger than life remains a subject of debate. Ottis Toole died in prison in 1996, succumbing to liver failure at the age of 49. His death, while bringing an end to his physical existence, did little to quell the questions surrounding his life and crimes. To this day, he remains an enigma, a figure shrouded in darkness and defined by the chilling confessions that continue to both fascinate and horrify.